steps up. He's going to run it. Trevor to the 5-yard line. Trevor stays on his feet. Into the end zone. Touchdown. Trevor Lawrence, a 10-yard touchdown run. And Jacksonville is in the end zone again. Dropping his Mahomes. Fires middle of the field. Ball's intercepted. The ball is picked off. Are you kidding me? Devin Lloyd bringing it back again. Along the left sideline. 50, 45, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown! 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 Devin Lloyd with the length of the field. Yet another interception. Jacksonville has taken the lead. How good is that?
T-Lo got the eyes of Lee Van Cleef when he go left field.
Trevor under center. He slipped and he fell down. Trevor fell down on the play. Now he's going to try and run it in. He's in the end zone. Touchdown. Trevor ran it in. He ran it in. Touchdown. He got up. He fell down. There's a flag in the end zone. It's against Kansas City. Trevor Lawrence ran it in. Touchdown Jacksonville.
Guys, talk about resilience. Down 14-0. Come back. One play at a time. How about Devin Lloyd? Guys, but think about it. All three phases made a huge impact in that ball game. All three phases. Guys, not much we do is truly the most pretty thing in the world. But guess what, man? Guess what? Guess what? Winning feels good. Winning feels real good.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, and Dylan Denmark.
All right, good morning, everybody. Winning indeed feels good, and you Jaguar fans should feel great on a 3-game winning streak right now. Jags have played well enough to win every game that they've played this year, but they've won the 3 most recent, and the Seattle Seahawks come in, Tony. It is no time to take the foot off the accelerator this week. Bank another win at the bank, and then head to London with a chance to get to 6-1 at the bye. That is an amazing goal that is very realizable. Is that a word? For the Jacksonville Jaguars this week.
Easily realized.
Easily realized.
Something like that. I don't know if realizable actually is a word. I have no idea. It should be. It's not like I don't know what you meant.
Thank you.
Right? Like when you said the word, I have a bunch of stuff bouncing around in my head. Every time that Dylan has used for one of these opens, right? Like every time he starts playing it, I'm like, 99 is such a bittersweet memory, right? And I do think that song in particular would be the greatest athlete, like involved song, like hype song of all time if they had paid it off with a Super Bowl win. I heard Fred Taylor this morning joining the boys on the drill. Yeah. Right? And Dan Hicken was going through how many times in Fred Taylor's career he had started 4-1. And Fred had to point out to him, didn't we go 5-0 in 99? Right? And Dan was like, oh, yeah, I forgot to include that one. And as I'm listening to Uh-Oh and hearing Fred Taylor this morning, I'm like, they should be 5-0 for the second time in franchise history
ever.
Right now. Right? Like, this is just, I think, the 4th time that they've ever been 4-1. They've been 5-0 the one time, but the Uh-Oh, like every time, and I love it. Like, I love that track. It's so much fun. I wish it was all happy memories around that track, but every time I hear it, it does. It gets me hyped, and then I go,
oh, yeah, we got a little ahead of ourselves, didn't we? I think, look, here's the thing. Opinions change over the course of time when you see what happens, and even over the course of the first 5 weeks of this season, right? We look and in the offseason, if I had said, Tony, would you take X? You would have probably taken a lot of outcomes for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
If you told me 3 and 2, I would have said yes.
Things change a lot.
Like 2 and 3, I would have had to debate which 2.
Right, for the start.
Yeah.
For sure, right? I mean, which ones would I wanted starting 2 and 3? Well,
if you give me Houston and Kansas City, I probably would have been
those are probably the ones you would have taken, right?
Yeah.
But could you imagine if they lost to Carolina at home
as
their home opener? There's so many different outcomes. Obviously, they're a better football team than Carolina, but Carolina showed you. They got down 17 this week to Miami. I'm not saying Miami's great, but any given week, man, you can get bit. in the National Football League. So
No
if you
doubt.
can get off to a 4-1 start banking them now. They count as much at the end of the season if you got them in September than if they got them in December. It's not college football. Well, you played them week 1.
What is our opinion
Who cares?
of this team? Who cares?
Right. My opinion of the Jags is that they're 4-1.
Yep.
And they're tied for first, although they would lose the tiebreaker with the Colts. That is not a point of contention yet.
It's
but,
coming, but yeah.
So today we're asking you your Chad and Sandy real estate question today. The Jags have gotten off to that 4-1 start. How much, if at all, have your expectations changed for them for this season? And I find it hard to believe that most people's haven't changed to some degree because they're ahead of where you likely had them right now. So why don't we start things off today with a 10-10 take?
10-10
take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 take is serviced by Ideal Conditions Heating and Air, your go-to local HVAC company, veteran owned and operated.
The way my expectations for this team have already changed, Tony, and this is going to sound really weird, is that I now think they can get into the playoffs as a wild card. Okay, now wait a minute, Mike. Didn't you pick them to make the playoffs? Yes, I did. On a very narrow, specific path to go 9-8 and win the AFC South on tiebreakers with the Houston Texans, who I went through the whole thing right before the opening of the season. Win-loss for every team, try to be fair. I had them splitting against each other. Now, granted, I had them both sweeping the other 4 teams in the division. The Colts are now the team to watch in the division, but that's okay. That path is not narrow. Oh, if we can get to 9, somehow maybe get to 10 and win the division. Tony, let's say that it plays out that the Colts go 14-3 and they turn out to be the best regular season team in the AFC. Well, a month and a half ago, I would have felt like, well, better luck next year. I don't think the Jags are getting in what should be a crowded playoff field. But I look at some of these teams right now, like L.A., the Chargers got off to a great start. They've since backed up and been hit with a lot of key injuries. Denver, they're good. They beat Philadelphia. They also lost to Indianapolis. They've been a little bit up and down, but I think they're going to be in the mix. I don't think you could write Kansas City off, but you have the tiebreaker on them now. I just think the range of ways for the Jags to get into the postseason is so much broader now that I'll be disappointed with a 9-win season. And you can sit there and go, oh, well, it's still, don't get ahead of ourselves. Well, look, expectations are allowed to change over the course of time. And Liam Cohen is helping set a higher level of play and therefore a higher level of expectations. Again, I think 10 wins is kind of like the minimum for me at this point in time, which would actually be in some ways a step back. I had them at 2-5 going into the bye. And winning 9 games because of the schedule. Now, maybe they don't all come on the back end. Maybe you split with the Colts instead of sweeping the Colts. Maybe the Colts get you twice, but maybe you end up sweeping the Texans as you've already beaten the Texans once and you've gotten that road win against San Francisco. You've beaten the dreaded Kansas City Chiefs, and who knows, because I had them losing the next 2. Obviously, I've been wrong on some of the stuff up to this point. I'd be happily wrong if they were to split or get them both and get 3 games ahead of where I expected them to be. I just think the range now, you should expect to play postseason football if you are a Jacksonville Jaguar fan. The focus needs to be in making sure that the Colts don't run and hide in this division if you do hit a speed bump in the road, because I want to play home football at Everbank Stadium this year, or at least, you know what I'm saying, in early 2026.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I think it was a pretty safe assumption going into the season that there would be one playoff representative from the AFC South. And it was whoever was going to win the division, right? Like, that's what kind of the base assumption that was being made. And now it appears that there are 2 teams that are going to make the playoffs from the AFC South. The order of finish in the division still is up in the air because they haven't played one another yet. We'll see if Houston can drag themselves back into it. Tennessee is exactly what we thought Tennessee was going to be, so they're no threat.
They might be worse than I thought they were going to be.
Like, it's like they're back in that kind of spot again for another year for the Tennessee Titans. We'll see again if Houston can get themselves back on their feet. But yeah, there are 2 teams that look like they are going to go to the playoffs in the AFC South. That is not something we thought was going to happen going into the year.
All right, we'll take your calls today if you want to get in. John Oehser will join us in the second hour. You can hop on at 641-1010 on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines or the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. You can stream us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, or hit us up on social media at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, and at 1010XL Denmark.
Ain't no laws when you're drinking claws, baby.
All right, we'll talk to the young man coming up because we got business to attend to. Ian Furness of KJR Radio up in Seattle is going to join us next to preview the upcoming opponent for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Seahawks rolling in for a 10 a.m. body clock kickoff for those West Coast denizens. We'll talk Seahawks ball as we take you inside enemy territory. Coming up straight ahead, your calls after that. We'll hear from Liam Cohen as he spoke yesterday after the Jaguars' triumphant win on Monday Night Football. And as I said, the senior writer from Jaguars.com, John Oehser, in hour number 2. You're listening to Jaguars Today. Keep it right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Superior products, exceptional service. He flies under the radar.
You don't find this guy, he finds you.
Stealthy Hayes Carlyle
Best thing I can do is point you in the direction of his competition.
takes you behind enemy lines. Activated by Pella Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
Want a fresh and flavorful tailgate this season? Chicken Salad Chick has scratch-made Southern-style chicken salad perfect for lunch, parties, and your tailgate. Order 3 ways at one of 4 area locations. Call 1-833-MY-CHICK or online at chickcatering.com.
It's a Weight Loss Wednesday
On Jaguars Today.
Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged or broken glass replaced. Decorative tabletops. Windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval.
Take a radio boat ride with Captain Cabin on the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show. Wheeled in by the Pest Pros at Royal Pest Services. And awaken 180 Weight Loss
Thursday nights at 6.
on 1010XL AM.
Fall is here. The air is crisp. Football is on, and the perfect backyard atmosphere starts with a high-quality fireplace from CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Hey, it's Joe C. Imagine nights by the fire, cheering on your team, surrounded by friends and family. CSS can transform your outdoor space into the ultimate game day destination. Stylish, warm, and built for memories. With several wood, gas, and electric options, let CSS make your backyard the best seat in the house. Visit CSSFireplaces.com.
Bring your marketing to the next level with 3D Digital, your local video production and digital marketing agency that specializes in ensuring your brand story is seen, heard, and remembered. Our award-winning team creates professional content that will be launched across multiple platforms to precisely target your audience. Call us at 904-712-4004 or visit 3ddigital.com to define, design, and deliver exceptional results for your business.
When you need plumbing, septic, or air conditioning service, trust matters. That's why more homeowners in Jacksonville choose Duck Duck Rooter. From small plumbing repairs to major renovations, we do it all. Visit DuckDuckRooter.com. Duck Duck Rooter. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
I'm Amber Frangie. Can you believe I've lost 70 pounds in less than 4 months? With Awaken 180, there's no medication, no shots, and no side effects. Call them at 844-346-1800. That's Awaken 180.
La playa is Spanish for the beach. If you can't remember that, the word Corona also works. Corona, La Playa awaits.
Rollovers, head-on collisions, hit and runs, you name it, we've litigated it.
And while insurance companies joke about the mayhem that occurs on roadways, we've seen the real effects. Lost lives, catastrophic injury, cars crushed like soda cans. And trust us, there's nothing funny about it.
If you've been in a crash, count on our experienced attorneys to seek full justice and all the money your case is worth.
For a fairer fight, you know who to call. Farah and Farah, Jacksonville.
Hey, David again here with Royal Pest Services. It's that time of year when rodents start making their way into our homes. Layson, tell them what they need to get in.
A quarter-size hole.
That's right. That's all they need. Hey, tell them where to go for a free attic and exterior inspection.
Visit RoyalPestServices.com.
Winter and spring registration is already cranking up at I-9 Sports, and if you have kids ages 3 to 17, I-9 Sports is inviting you to get them on the field or in the gym with great sports like girls flag football. Plenty of places to play like Oakley, Fleming Island, UNF, Fletcher, and Creekside. Log on to i9sports.com and see all the sports they have to offer across the First Coast. In Duval, Clay, and St. John's. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount. Registration open right now for winter and spring sports at i9sports.com.
Celebrating 30 years in Jax Beach. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn is your go-to for cash on the spot. They buy gold. Huge sale on firearms all month. Save during Florida's Second Amendment sales tax holiday with no sales tax on firearms. Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line. Hello. Your floor's missing piece.
All right, Ian Furness joins us now from KJR, the Ian Furness Show, from 1 to 3 up in the Pacific Northwest as he covers the Seattle Seahawks. Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith here with you on 1010XL. Ian, thanks for, I don't know what time you get up, but thanks for getting up with us this morning. How you doing out there on the West Coast?
Mike and Tony, good to talk to you. I'm doing fine. How are you guys doing?
We're excellent, man. I'm sure the Seahawks would be doing just a little bit better if they, hadn't let that one get away this week, but a pretty high-scoring affair. Sam Darnold played, for the most part, very well. Has he been what the Seahawks expected? Has he been better than what the Seahawks expected when they signed him this offseason, Ian?
Yeah, I think maybe better, to be honest with you. I mean, it's number 5 pass offense in the NFL, and he's been really good. I mean, the interception at the end of the game against Tampa notwithstanding, it's an interesting dynamic here in Seattle. They draft Russell Wilson in the 3rd round back in 2012, and helps them get to a Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl, actually get to 2 Super Bowls, win 1, and then they cut bait with him, and people were curious what the heck they're doing, and what's going on. We've seen Russell's demise since then, and with 3 different teams. They have Geno as an understudy, as a backup. They rejuvenate his career. And, after 3 years, they kick him to the curb because he wants more money. And they bring in Sam Darnold as a reclamation project. And, John Schneider's done a really good job of this, the GM that's been here since 2010. He kind of knows when to cut bait with quarterbacks and knows, when to find a guy. And there is a common theme with both Geno and Sam. It's, find a guy that had problems in New York and bring him here. Hello, Daniel Jones, right? Like it's maybe it's a New York problem, but Sam's been fantastic. He's 28 years old, guys. Like he's got a lot of football left in him. There was a reason he was a high draft pick like that. We see the skill set every day, and finally he's got some pieces around him and a culture around him that is allowing him to have success.
Are you finally past having to explain to people how good Jackson Smith and Jigba is? Like, it just seems like he is going to be one of those guys for a while at the wide receiver spot in the NFL.
Yeah, he's an interesting guy from the standpoint of the resume out of college. And I think I'd put Igbuka in the same category with Tampa, and we know him well. He's from our area. In fact, my kid played junior football against him. And I've those 2 guys are so similar in their skill sets. And at the same time, when they were at Ohio State, there was always a guy that was ahead of them, right? In the case of JSN, it was Marvin Henderson Jr. And in the case of Igbuka, it was Smith, right? So, there's always been a guy ahead of those dudes. And they've always been they were both the number 2 guys at Ohio State. Well, I guess what we're finding out is the number 2 receiver at Ohio State is a potential Pro Bowler and all-pro guy. So, he's just dynamic. I mean, it allowed them to get rid of DK Metcalf, who wanted a huge payday and kind of just didn't fit the culture anymore. And they brought in a Cooper Kupp to kind of add to that. Torrey Horton from Colorado State's been really good as a mid-round pick that was only a mid-round pick because he was injured in college. So, but JSN's just sensational. He reminds me a little bit of Brian Blades back in the day, and he's got better speed than I think he gets credit for, but he can play the X, he can play the slot, he can play all over the place. So he's been really good for them, for 2 years running now, 3 years running.
I'm curious about this offensive line. Grace Zabel was the first-round pick this year. We talked a lot about him during the draft process when the Jags still had a second-rounder. We thought maybe he might be a target for them around that 36th selection. But the Seahawks have a mix of first-rounders, and he and Charles Cross on the left side, and mid-round picks. Just overall, the offensive line, and particularly how Zabel's performed early in the season.
Yeah, Zabel's been great. And their center's an undrafted free agent in Jalen Sundell, but he played college football with Gray Zabel. They're best friends. He's just a year older than Gray, so they've been a nice fit together. And Sundell was a surprise in training camp a year ago, just really never got on the field, which was odd because they had all kinds of issues in the center position. But Gray's really locked it down. I think, one of the underrated things, because Gray's getting a lot of credit because he's a first-round pick and he's been here, or he's new here. Charles Cross on the left side is probably playing his best football of his career. Good time to do it too, here in his fourth year. But he's playing great. He's been a lead on the left side. Zabel's been so good for them. Sundell's been solid. Anthony Bradford at LSU is still kind of a work in progress at the right guard. I think they'd like to upgrade that at some point, but he won the job in camp outright. So give him credit there. And they're finally getting a healthy right tackle in Abe Lucas, who his rookie year was great but hasn't been healthy since. And in his fourth year, he's starting to come along as well. And I think he's still trying to get his sea legs. Hasn't played a lot of football the last couple of years. But, if good, if right, if healthy, the two tackles, both drafted the same year, one in the first, one in the third round, have been really good. But, yeah, Zabel has really solidified that position. He's been very good.
Seattle's got one of the best statistical run defenses in the league. Third in the league, 83 yards a game that they're giving up. What has allowed them to be that good against the run so far this year?
I always look at those numbers and think the same thing, like, oh, they're really good. Well, but what are they doing against the pass? And they're 25th against the pass. So are teams not running because they can throw, or are they having to throw because they can't run? The problem right now, guys, on the defense, and we've seen 5 straight quarters of really abysmal defense from Mike Macdonald's defense. And Mike Macdonald is, he's the Ben Johnson to defenses, right? The hot defensive coordinator from 2 years ago with Baltimore. And I think you can look at Baltimore's demise and say maybe not having him has hurt them the last couple of years. But the last 5 quarters, they've been bad, just overall defensively. If healthy, running the football truly is, hard against them. Their front's really good. Byron Murphy, Leonard Williams has really been great for them since they brought him in a trade a couple of years ago. Chenna Nwosu's healthy finally. But they've got DeMarcus Lawrence out. He's hurt right now. That's hurting them. Their best pass rusher is probably Derek Hall. He got hurt 8 plays into the game on Saturday. The pass rush is non-existent the last couple games, at least the last 5 quarters. But, yeah, they've been hard to run against. They do a good job schematically, but their concern right now is defending the pass, and Baker Mayfield might have just completed another pass against them right now as we speak, because that's how bad it was on Sunday.
All right, well, no time to improve that in the next week, we hope, certainly down on our end. Ian Furness, so the Ian Furness Show up in Seattle, KJR from 1 to 3 locally up there. We've got our injuries down here in Jacksonville. Trayvon Walker missed Monday Night Football. It was noticeable, his absence and the lack of pass rush. Just put Brenton Strange, our tight end, on injured reserve. You've had some key injuries in the secondary, Ian. I know some guys missed this past week. What's the outlook look like for week number 6?
Yeah, we'll find out more later today, and I hate to just give you that answer. That's a garbage answer, right? You guys are looking for more than that. But that's the reality of being on the West Coast. Our guys won't practice for another 3 hours, and then we won't hear from – we'll hear from Mike Macdonald at about noon Pacific time, but they do it well here in Seattle. They do a good job of this. Mike Macdonald speaks before practice, and then we find out after practice whatever his injuries are, and we don't hear from him again until Friday. So that's always a nice challenge for us covering the team. But it sounds like they might get Devin Witherspoon back. He's missed 3 of 5 games this year. He's easily their best defensive back, first-round pick out of Illinois from a couple of years ago. He's a Pro Bowler when healthy. They've missed him a lot this year. Julian Love is their Pro Bowl safety. He's missed 2 out of the 5 games, including last week. Sounds like he may not be as close, and they really struggled. Ty Okada, his replacement, he's a special teams guy at best. He's a practice squad guy for the most part and been here for a few years, but he really had his struggles the other day. Reek Woolen had a concussion, And even though he struggled at times this season, we saw the downgrade from him to Nehemiah Pritchett. It was right away Tampa went after Pritchett. I mean, it was Woolen goes to the tent to get evaluated for concussion. Boom. Oh, there's a little in and out. Thanks for coming to Ibuka. So, we'll find out later today, but they need to get a couple of those guys back. Woolen's concussion may not be that bad because they made it sound on Monday like he could play possibly this week, which is odd. Usually a concussion, you're out for at least a week or two, but Witherspoon's a big one. They need to get him back, and it's been a struggle. Josh Jobe's been a really nice revelation for them in the secondary, but he had his worst game as a Seahawk. They picked up Darian Kendrick from the Rams off waivers right at the trade deadline. He's had a couple picks this year, been really good for them. He's more of a slot guy, slot corner, nickel corner. He didn't have his best game either, and so like it was like a combination of things, and you kind of wonder, was it they didn't have good games because they're backups or slot guys or fifth and sixth dudes on the depth chart at corner, or is it because Tampa's offense is that good? It's probably a combination of both.
Where do you think Seattle's biggest advantage potentially will be in the matchup against the Jags on Sunday?
Quarterback. Simple. Quarterback. Your guy's not very good.
You think so, huh?
Yeah, I think the whole league knows that. I'm sorry. I hate to be that guy, but I mean, I don't know. He's an odd dude, man. Like I there's so much there you'd think, but I don't know. I think Sam's a little bit better right now, and I'm Lawrence has just got to be an enigma for you guys, isn't he? Like he's got to drive you guys crazy at times. He wins a big game, but boy, just as easily he could have lost that game the other day. And your defense is scary. Like there's no doubt. Like that's a big time defense. I think watching Monday night, we all watched with great, anticipation up here. If you guys didn't get, Kansas City chiefed a few times on some calls, I'm still trying to figure out how that wasn't pass interference at one point. You probably win that game going away. But I think Darnold's just playing at an elite level right now. I think he's playing, and we're tucked up here in the Northwest. I appreciate you guys calling me today. Most people think we're in Alaska. Ever since the Legion of Boom left, it's like the Seahawks are off the radar, and Darnold kind of got washed away in New York. I'm telling you guys, watching him and Baker Mayfield go toe to toe in the second half the other night was unreal. I think they combined for five incompletions in the second half, and they each threw about 20 passes in the second half. And one of those was the interception at the end that went off a helmet. So Darnold's playing at a high level. JSN's playing at a high level. I'll tell you, the wild card is this, honestly. Ken Walker. Seattle, Ken Walker III, the running back, has really come on lately. And there are times, though, you just kind of scratch your head because you look down at the carries at the end of the game. I kind of think this with ATN, too. Like, why does he not get more touches? And I kind of think that with our guy Walker, it's like feed this guy a little bit. Like, they have this insistence on running Zach Charbonnet at times, and Charbonnet he's a jag. He's just a guy, man. He doesn't make guys miss. He's not the power back they try to portray him to be. And yet Walker has this. I mean, Ken Walker as a rookie was unreal. Been banged up, but he is healthy and he is a game breaker. And I think he runs similar to ATN. I think he's got that. He's got a little more power than people think. He's got a lot of make you miss. He's got some breakaway speed. If I'm looking at this game, I think Darnold has an advantage there, and I think which team is more committed to using their really good running back, who they seem to be sometimes reluctant to kind of rely on more. That's what I'd look at.
All right, just a quick thought before we wrap up. Elijah Arroyo, we got a lot of Miami Hurricane fans in these parts. Has he looked like in his rookie season?
He's looked good. He's another guy. Head scratcher. Get him the ball. Like it's now A.J. Barner's been really good for them in the red zone, their tight end, and that's been kind of a new change of pace because Noah Fant had. Check this out. Noah Fant comes over here in the Russell Wilson trade. In his, 3 years with Seattle, he had all of one red zone target in those 3 years. It was just like, what are we doing? And that's probably one of the reasons they made the move to Clint Kubiak as an offense coordinator. Arroyo, when you watch him, he has flashed. And he flashed in training camp. He's had a couple nice catches in the regular season. They just haven't used him that much, and they use two tight ends a ton. So it's kind of weird because there's a lot there. His blocking, I think, is better than they thought it would be. I think they're pretty happy with that. He'll probably be one of those guys. Not everyone's going to come in and be that impact rookie, right off the get-go, like we just talked about with the kid in Tampa or other places. But I think he's one of those guys, as the season goes on, he's going to really take some steps forward. He's been really, really good for them. And again, probably another thing, right? If health was the only reason you maybe didn't get drafted higher, but boy, he's got some elite skills. There's no doubt about that.
All right. Well, hopefully our garbage quarterback can manage to somehow show up on Sunday and find the stadium. You're about to make it real personal down here in Duval. So if the fans weren't ready for it, they will be on Sunday. So
I love it. Hey, I'm bummed I'm not.
Bring your journeyman on down here, and let's see what happens on Sunday.
I'm sad I'm not coming.
You're not making the trip. Oh.
No. You know what? I spent 16 years traveling with these guys.
Gave up. I get it.
No, worked for the Fox affiliate, and we're came down there. In fact, I was there in 2017, the last time they were there. And but yeah, I flipped over. I'm still doing the radio show every day, still doing Seahawks every day. But I work for the hockey team now too, so I do TV for the Kraken hockey team in the NHL. So I flipped over. I am sad because, in all seriousness, guys, when I came there in 2017, it was right after a hurricane, so I didn't get a true feel for your city. And your town. You guys were still kind of rebuilding, and I'd love to get back there someday because it was kind of a sad time for everybody down there. But I hope everybody's okay because 2017 was pretty hard, I think, for everybody. So I wish I was coming back down and really see your city. Plus, it wasn't warm when I came down there either. So I'd like to get back down there and see the real.
What would anyone in Seattle know about anything being warm? I mean, my God, man,
we had 72 yesterday, fellas.
Wow, must have been a record. Ian D. Furness, by the way, Furness is where you'll find him on Twitter, Jaguar fans.
I love it.
At Ian D. Furness.
Love you guys.
All right, appreciate it, man. Wish we'd see you, but enjoy the rain, and thanks for hopping on this morning.
Take care, fellas.
All right.
Fun to be with you.
There he goes, Ian Furness. Why didn't you hang up on that guy? I've gotten that already. Because he's entitled to his wrong opinion. That's fine. He's not the only one who thinks that way. A lot of people in Duval County think that way about Trevor Lawrence.
You think there are a lot of football fans around the country that don't get to watch the Jags every week? That's the game they get to watch Trevor Lawrence play and aren't going, what is going on with this guy? Why wouldn't you have that opinion of him if you kind of carried it into the game anyway?
So did Trevor throw the game-sealing interception this week, or was that Sam Darnold who did that? I believe that was Sam Darnold who did that. But
that is how that game worked out.
I had no personal animus towards the journeyman squad coming in here on Sunday.
I know.
But
ramp it up.
There you go. Yeah. At Ian D. Furness, Furness is
we saw what happened the last time Sam Darnold. The last couple times Darnold's dragged his butt into this stadium. Over here, it hadn't been pretty.
They scored 12 points last year. Now, we scored 7, but we're not playing against Seattle, who gave up 38 last week.
And before that, it was
just got personal.
Like the whole Sam Darnold seeing ghosts, that was here. That was when the Jets were here. That was the Darnold postgame when they went for the 2, and he was at the podium and asked what was going into the decision to go for 2. I just work here.
All right, we got to take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll hear from Liam Cohen if you want to get in on the Checkmate Coatings phone line, 641-1010. The way to do it on Jaguars Today here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
With 50 years of fabrication expertise and towing products, the family at Cannons of Jacksonville can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
It's a Weight Loss Wednesday on Jaguars Today. Awaken 180 Weight Loss, your long-term solution for weight loss.
Hey, Hicken here. I couldn't be any happier than to join the George Moore Chevrolet family. When I say family, I mean it. Visit their beautiful showroom today off Atlantic Boulevard. Find out exactly what I'm talking about. No pressure, just friendly help. And whether you want a car, a truck, SUV, electric, pre-owned, you name it, George Moore Chevrolet has it. And if you can't make it over to Atlantic Boulevard, no problem. MooreChevy.com is easy to navigate as any site you will try. It's never been more easy to use. George Moore Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Hey, it's Lauren Brooks. Looking and feeling great isn't just for women. Hello Smooth Med Spa has something for everyone. Laser hair removal, wrinkle smoothing, skincare, and more. With over 400 plus 5-star reviews and over a decade in business, they know their stuff. Book now at hellosmooth.com.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
I know you love sports. So why not take that passion and make a difference in your community as a volunteer coach with the YMCA? Whether it's soccer, basketball, volleyball, or flag football, the Y is always looking for positive role models to help kids grow in both skills and character. Even if you've got no coaching experience, that's fine. We'll provide the training. Step up, give back, and be the coach that makes a difference. To volunteer, visit your local Y or fcymca.org.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. The online banking services are outstanding. So easy to use, depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards for 3 years running, and it's easy to see why. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, here to share with you an actual client review.
Dude, these shirts are sick.
Check out the shirts and other sick promo items at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
If golf is your thing, you'll want to check out Hidden Hills Golf Club. At Hidden Hills, we simply love the game, and we take great care of our golfing friends. Check us out at hiddenhillsgc.com. We look forward to seeing you at the club.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Where do you think Seattle's biggest advantage potentially will be in the matchup against the Jags on Sunday?
Quarterback. Simple. Quarterback. Your guy's not very good.
Jaguars Today on 1010XL.
That's Ian Furness of KJR. Furness, whatever. Of KJR up in Seattle. Look, this is the perception battle you have to fight when you're the Jacksonville Jaguars. Power poll. I've got him at 12, says ESPN.
Yeah.
Mike DeRocco, you have a lot to answer for tomorrow. Colin Cowherd. Oh, they're not as good as Kansas City. I know they beat them last night, but they're not as good. It's excusable. I mean, yeah, how can Trevor Lawrence fumble at the goal line? Oh, Patrick Mahomes threw a 99-yard interception.
Yeah.
But without that, you mean without the terrible play that he made, that our guy made a fantastic play on that swung the whole game? Without that.
Watching everyone react to that comment a moment ago, from Furness joining us here on the show, saying that about Trevor Lawrence getting ready for this game. I'm reminded of 9 days ago, right when we were doing the show on Monday after all that chaos on the field after the game in San Francisco. And Liam Cohen standing there looking at Robert Saleh and saying, keep my name out of your mouth. And I remember saying during the show, I was like, I don't think I've ever seen a Jacksonville head coach say something that was more Duval than Liam Cohen being like yelling at an opposing coach, keep my name out of your mouth. Like, I don't know what else matches the personality of this city and fan base more than that, but we're watching it like rear its head again. Look, everyone in town can complain and criticize Trevor Lawrence however and as much as they want. But when it comes from outside of right here in the confines, boy, does the entire city get its backs up when that kind of thing gets said from outside of the city. I love it. Like, I don't mind the fan base getting all pumped up.
No, I don't mind.
I
don't mind the fan base's reaction to it. I just think it's like,
I'm not mad at
the Jags can go 14-3, win the Super Bowl, and they'll go, oh yeah, it was a down year.
Yep.
Mahomes wasn't there. Well, why?
That's Mahomes' problem.
Right. You know what I mean, though? Yeah. But that's what it will be. That's the perception issue you're going to fight. And no matter what. And they won in spite of this, or they won in spite of that, or they just don't buy it, which, again, if this is college football, would matter. You don't have to buy it. I know this. Seattle just blew a lead against the Bucs, who traveled all the way across the country. And we'll find out. I would hope you're going to bring some of those defensive players with you that are going to shut down this terrible quarterback that we have. Look, I get it. Trevor Lawrence has had his ups and downs. There's no question about it. But that's just the dismissive attitude of, well, the Jags are 4-1, but it's not real, right? I mean, that's what it is. The people are, they're 4-1 isn't like others 4-1. That's right.
It's easy to keep them in the box you've always had them in.
Yes.
They don't belong in that box right now. Just acknowledge it.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
Look, he's not the only one, again, who feels that way. It's just the idea then obviously then Seattle's just going to run in here and roll. Because, seriously, we have, by the way, I don't know if this defense is great. They're great at taking the ball away.
They are.
Right? They gave up 476 yards this week to Patrick Mahomes, who's still down his best wide receiver. Right? And they gave up the lead in the fourth quarter. Yep. They've given up a lot at times, but they have made up for it by taking the ball away. And if you can continue to do that, that's why we question, can that pace be upheld to the degree it has been already? I don't know. But damn, am I motivated to move the Jags way up in the confidence picks this week. I hope that – look, it's so what? Some guy in Seattle says that. You don't think Trevor Lawrence has heard that from just about every corner? I don't know if that gets him any more personally motivated or not. I don't know what more you could hear. Richard Sherman craps on him. Maybe it's something in Seattle about it. Maybe they're upset that we beat that A in 2017. I don't know.
Hey, check your Twitter. He just sent us.
What?
Ian. He said, thanks for having me on. He tagged all of us. He said, we'll talk again Super Bowl week. And judging from my timeline, there are some passionate Jags fans.
Oh, yeah. He stepped on an anthill that he didn't even know was there.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Yeah. You're going to reap the whirlwind. I mean, that's Jag fans do what Jag fans do. Yeah. But, I was thinking about this. The Chiefs fan base, there's so many soft fan bases out there. And you find out because they just expect to show up and be handed something, I think. And when they have to get down into the gutter and fight for it and come out on the short end, they can't handle it. San Francisco fans meltdown. Oh, this was your Super Bowl. Well, what Super Bowl have you won lately, San Francisco? And Kansas City fans acting like, oh, it's no big deal, whatever. You know, they can't handle, like, Jag fans have been beat down. Like, you can say anything you want to a Jag fan. Yeah. They're like, so?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Accept that, maybe.
Yeah, we'll make the T-shirts with Blake Bortles with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth and the high haters.
What are you going to do about it?
Like, that's Jacksonville's reaction to it. It's like, all right, you think Bortles is bad? So do we, but he's winning. What do we care?
All right. We'll take a time out here. If you want to get in, you're welcome to it. 641-1010 on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines. Do want to hear from Liam Cohen coming up today as well. So you spoke just a few reflections on Monday night's victory, but definitely turning our attention now. They've got my focus, the Seattle Seahawks now this week as John Oehser joins us at the top of the hour. You're listening to Jaguars Today right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. It's a coast-to-coast clash as the Bluebirds get their feathers ruffled under the Teal Thunder. This time, we're back at the bank against one of the NFC's best. Jaguars Seahawks, Sunday at 1. It's a no-fly zone at the bank on the home of the Jaguars. 1010 XL.
AA Automotive helps keep your vehicle in dependable and safe condition. Call Sam, Harry, or Joe, and they'll check your brakes, tires, fluids, electric, and motor, so your ride runs smooth on the road. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street.
It's a Weight Loss Wednesday on 1010 XL. Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. We always talk about Honda, Triumph, so many great bikes, but Aprilia from Italy is also a beautiful line.
It is absolutely gorgeous, and it is a fine sport bike. It's one that when you take your helmet off, you're never frowning. You're always smiling.
So if you want to treat yourself to something really special on the road, that's a line they should look into?
Absolutely, and we've got them in stock and ready to roll.
All right, make sure you check them out. They are on Atlantic near Regency. CyclesofJacksonville.com is a great place to go, or check out their Facebook page at Cycles of Jacksonville.
Hey, Hicken here. Cooler weather right around the corner. So are you ready to float happy in the pool? Listen up. This month, Surfside Pools offering 10% on new pool heaters or heater replacements and installation. That's right. Now is the time to upgrade your pool heating system and extend that swimming season for months of extra enjoyment. Only from Surfside Pools, the trusted name for expert pool service. Family owned and operated. Call 246-2666 or visit surfsidepools.net.
License number CPC 044080.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 8, 1956, Yankees pitcher Don Larson throws the only perfect game in postseason history in Game 5 of the World Series against the Dodgers.
When storms start to crop up in the Atlantic or Gulf this time of year, having a solid plan to handle anything that sweeps through the first coast is very important. That's where American Electrical comes in. Ensure your home's safety and comfort with an American Electrical home generator. As the area's leading home generator dealer and installer, American Electrical can offer you easy installation, simple maintenance, and peace of mind. Schedule an assessment by simply calling the team at American Electrical. They'll walk you through the best generator for your home or business. Log on, american-electrical.com.
Plan ahead this year and order your home holiday decorating from Kuhn Flowers. They'll take care of all your Christmas tree setup, lighting, and decorating hassles. This is Max with 1010XL. Call on Kuhn Flowers. They'll do it all this fall.
This football season, Hurricane Grill and Wings is your game day getaway. Catch every play with the perfect drink in hand. Handcrafted cocktails like the Millionaire Margarita, Spicy Guavarita, Old Fashioned, or the Red Bullerita. Beer more your style to watch the games? Enjoy an ice cold Bud Light. Game day cocktails and Bud Light specials are here all season long at Hurricane Grill and Wings. Find a restaurant near you at hurricanewings.com.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season is finally here, and with that, hopefully comes cooler weather. And if you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space and just haven't pulled the trigger, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures right now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business. Give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
1010XL is your home for Florida Gators football. Protected by the law firm of Farah and Farah, Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville, and Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Follow every Gators game on 1010XL. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, more Jaguars Today on 1010XL.
Hey, anybody can be a microphone warrior. I'm not going to sit here and scream and yell and tell you, oh, Sam Darnold, blah, 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 blah. You know, because what difference does it make, right? But, I mean, Sam Darnold, until last year, was horrible for longer than Trevor's been in the league. In fact, Sam Darnold went 14-3 last year, and he still has a losing record as a starting quarterback in the National Football League. That's hard to do. But, look, I'm not denying.
He's playing well.
That he's right. He's playing really well. He's got a quarterback rating of 114. He's thrown 9 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, tons of yards. He has played very good football. He did throw a killer interception that if Trevor threw at the end of the game, that'd be all anybody would be talking about. Am I wrong, though?
No.
Like, Trevor did all this, but
If you look at the total QBR, like ESPN stat, they're on the quarterback. Sam Darnold's number 2 in the league this year at this point. Daniel Jones is the only guy ahead of him in that particular stat. So, yeah, Sam Darnold's playing really well.
Outstanding. That's not the and you can even say, I think they're, it's just more the kind of smug, dismissive, yeah,
for sure.
Whatever's happening down there, it's not real because your quarterback is trash and you're 4-1, but that's cute. All right.
Yeah.
We'll see on Sunday. Again, I don't think these guys, it doesn't seem like Liam Cohen's team needs any kind of artificial motivation. There's plenty to find if you're looking for it, though. But, I mean, is it not motivation enough to win a home game before you head out to London and improve to 5-1 and keep pace with the Colts at the very least at the top of the AFC South?
Against a team that's coming in here with a winning record.
Got a chance to win more games this week than you did all of last season. I mean, cumulatively through 6 games.
Yeah, Seattle's not a team that if you're getting prepared for it, you exactly need to sleep through it, right? Like, Seattle's pretty good, all things considered, including the way that Sam Darnold's playing right now. So there's a lot of challenges for the football team, but take your motivation where you can get it. If you get it from the comments about Trevor Lawrence, that's fine. As long as it works out for you, just win the game.
All right, let's see. All right, that's interesting. Let's get Billy in New Smyrna Beach up here on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines at 641-1010. Good morning, Billy. Billy? All right, he's gone. All right, let's turn a page here a little bit. We got John Oehser. I mean, we can sit here and lament whatever. It's more, I think, the offhand, cocky way of putting something. You can question whether a guy is ever going to turn into the elite prospect that he was meant to be. He's also only 26 years old, and so far, now that he's got seemingly the best coaching that he's had in the National Football League, he's helped his team to a 4-1 record.
Yeah.
And he did pull his team back, with help, obviously. But he had the ball in his hands with 1:45 to go and led a game-winning drive against the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'll take it for now. Liam Cohen, Dylan Denmark. Let's get to a few of his thoughts from yesterday. And, why don't we start right there with Trevor Lawrence on cut 6 on the play in question, the slip 6 or the stumble in the jungle, whatever you're calling it, from Liam Cohen's perspective. How amazing was it to see him overcoming, falling down to make that game-winning play?
It was a similar concept that we ran against Cincinnati when Diami scored on the first drive of the game, I think it was. So Travis goes in a fly motion to the flat, and we had run crossers against Cincinnati, and we faked crossers and went to the corners. He may have had a chance to throw to one of the guys in the back on a scramble, but they played zone. We're hoping for man. They played 3 deep, which kind of they had been doing. We were hoping for man or zero, which, that was kind of been his identity in some ways. He played cover 3. It might have been a chance to find one of the guys in the back of the end zones or just throw it away and play the next snap.
The sack numbers hadn't been there for the Jags basically all season, but the pressure numbers certainly had been. Until this week against Kansas City on Monday Night Football. Trayvon Walker being absent obviously had a big impact on how effective they were just affecting Patrick Mahomes on Monday night. Now, Mahomes isn't the easiest guy to affect anyways, because sometimes affecting him just results in him running around for 5 seconds and making something happen, and you saw him do plenty of that on Monday anyway.
I got to think Trayvon's presence would have been
had some impact.
To some
impact
degree
on the game, right? Like, it's just hard to know exactly how much of an impact that was. But Coach was asked yesterday about the pass rush and said that, look, they weren't great against the Chiefs on Monday night, but we'll see what they can do, to get to the next level here. Well, it doesn't look like they're going to have Trayvon maybe this week. We'll see what it looks like going forward. You got the trip to London. How much does that, complicate some of the things for him as well? But he was at least willing to acknowledge that, no, it wasn't where it had been, at least for the first month of the season on Monday against Kansas City.
Yeah, I don't think we were great. I do think we were at times effective. The frustrating thing was we let him get out too many times. I do think that there was some moments like when we were able to pressure him, I think we were able to get a little bit more. But I did think Smoot was active in the rush. I thought he might have got grabbed a few times when he had maybe some clear lanes to the quarterback, or he was going to go make a play. I do think they played their tails off up front. We just didn't really affect them maybe as much as we would have liked to going into the plan.
All right, so give us an update. What's the story as of yesterday on Trayvon Walker? That's cut 8.
In there. So it just wasn't the right time. It was only 7 days, whatever it was, 7 days out of the surgery. So it wasn't something that any of us felt comfortable being able to go put him out there last night. Not sure what that'll look like this week yet. He was definitely feeling better towards the last night, like towards yesterday, but it just wasn't the right thing to do, putting him in that game so soon. So hopeful, for this week, and we'll have to see what that swelling does. And based on when the stitches can come out, I think some of that will help us know what his availability will be.
I think as a general rule, if a guy can play in the NFL, if he's ready to go, you play him.
Mm-hmm.
And, but I think in this case, if you do hold him out this week and the Jags win, I have a hard time seeing Trayvon playing when we get to
me too.
London, against the Rams, because then you could give him the extra multiple weeks of rest on top of that, knowing you've got a little bit of a cushion. Again, I don't think that's the sole determining factor, whether you win or lose this week, because I don't think Liam Cohen's going to panic if his team goes to 4-2 this week. But if he plays that interview for them, there's no chance that they're going 4-2 this week. Trust me. As somebody said here, I have no issue with people being critical of Trevor. I have been as well. This is on the text line. It's on my Lifetime Enclosures. It's just the way he said it. Smug ass, left coast, jackhammer ass clown. All right. I mean, that's just one man's opinion.
Yeah.
And he added a Duval at the end. That sounded like a very Duval statement as well. All right. We'll take a timeout. John Oehser will join us when we come back on the other side. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
4th down and 11, game on the line.
11 guys line up, but only one will end up the Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game.
And there he goes.
On 1010XL.
It's Awaken 180 Weight Loss Wednesday.
On Jaguars Today.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,700 5-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design help us get organized at home. They create custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Closets by Design will transform clutter into seamless organization. Call today to schedule a free in-home consultation and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation, but only until October 31st. 18-month financing is available. Call 904-878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Listen to whatever you like, whenever you want.
I like this.
1010XL. On demand. Ad-free shows after the live shows end. Channeled by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning. Search where you find podcasts.
Frank Frangie here for Coyle & Sons Fencing. Jacksonville is full of memorable sports moments. Remember the 2017 AFC Championship game when Miles Jack wasn't down? You know what else isn't down? Fences installed by Coyle. Their fences have been standing tall here in Jacksonville for nearly a century. Since 1927, Coyle has been the fencing leader in Northeast Florida. If you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coyle & Sons today at 904-356-4821, CoyleJacks.com. That's C-O-Y-L-E Jacks.com. Coyle Fencing, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dan Hicken with a game changer. I've tested the field, and Checkmate Coatings is my new go-to for durable, jaw-dropping floor coatings. Better play, better results.
I'm Brendan from Checkmate Coatings. Our precision coatings make your floors the MVP of any space.
Slam dunk your floors at checkmatecoatings.com. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
You lost your swing. We got to go find it.
It's your Saturday morning swing adjustment.
Grip it and rip it.
Get the golf tips and talk to take your game to the next level. The Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Saturday mornings at 10 on 1010XL.
Hey, bro, weirdest thing is happening at the game. Every time I crack a Bud Light, we score a touchdown. I think I'm some kind of football prophet.
Bud
Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Stock up today. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff and Art and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out. Garage Door 911, garagedoor911.com.
Jacksonville was built on specialists. Now the Special Teams Player of the Week, sealed by Superior Plumbing and Pipeline.
Cam Little came up huge for the good guys under the bright lights on Monday. The young kicker was perfect on both his field goal tries as well as his extra point attempts, with his longest field goal going for 52 yards. Mighty Mouse never shrinks when the moment is big, and he's your Superior Plumbing and Pipelining Special Teams Player of the Game.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Get ready. Week 6 of the NFL season is officially here. Your Jacksonville Jaguars are gearing up to go head-to-head with the Seattle Seahawks in our crucial catch game dedicated to the fight against cancer. Join us October 12th at Everbank Stadium as we raise awareness through early detection, risk reduction, and education. Lock in your tickets now at jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you at the bank.
Yo, this is Tony from Tony D's. Are you looking for a great slice of pizza? Well, we have about 12 varieties. Most places won't have slices of pizza after lunch. At Tony D's, you can get a slice all day. It's always fresh at Tony D's Pizza. Bay Meadows and 295.
This is your local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by 904 Gutters. Travis Hunter has been nominated for NFL Rookie of the Week honors after totaling 3 receptions for 64 yards on offense and 2 solo tackles plus a pass defended on defense in Week 5. Hunter received PFF grades of 77.3 at receiver and 76.9 at corner. Right now, 81 degrees at 11:01. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. It's time for Oh No's with Jaguars.com's John Oehser. Oh No's. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Served up by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
All right, Johnny O is here, as he is every Wednesday, or most when we don't switch him around to Thursday. But I'm really looking forward to the housewarming gift. What did you bring?
Oh, I have my own glasses, my own phone. So here's one of those little jacks that help you plug headphones in.
Oh, are those your headphones?
No.
Couldn't even do that.
I ordered off Amazon.
You ordered what?
The housewarming gift. It's on the way.
It's on the way. It's still on
it's like that
way.
check in the mail.
All right. How are things down over at the Miller Electric Center / Everbank Stadium coming off the Monday Night Football?
It was I was there yesterday, and as you can imagine, when you're 4-1 and winning, there's always a bounce to the step when you're winning. But from football people, there's a very keen awareness that they've won the last 3 games by 1 score. There's it's good to be 4-1, but you're only 4-1. And I thought that was kept in perspective on Monday night pretty well by players as well.
But I do think, and the team won't dwell on this, for fans, I don't know many. Look, there's always pie in the sky fans that tell us every year that so-and-so's going to win MVP and this guy's going to run for 2,000 yards and all that, and the Jags are going to go 15-2 and win the Super Bowl. But for most people who have one foot in reality, they're way ahead of where they expected to be at this point.
Look, I thought if you got to the bye, which is 2 weeks from now, I thought if you got there with a new regime, 4-3, 3-4, and then
I picked them 2-5 in the offseason and still winning 9 games.
Right.
Because of the way the schedule's set
right.
up.
I was the same vibe. I thought maybe 3-4, but honestly, I thought to get to 3-4, you'd have to get one that I wasn't sure they would get. And really for the last 3 weeks, I thought they'd beat the Texans. Before the season, I was not sure about San Francisco, Kansas City back-to-back. And to get those 3 in a row, it's been impressive.
I mean, you just assume it's Patrick Mahomes on Monday Night Football. At least this is what you're thinking when the schedule comes out months ago,
Yeah.
And this is a Jag team that won 4 games, and that's going to be a tough one, but it is Monday night. Let's not embarrass ourselves. And
I was sort of assuming that in the second quarter.
Right, well, exactly.
Right.
I mean, it was 14-0, and John, I think the one thing we haven't talked much about in this, we did reflect earlier, Tony and I, the Jags defense did give up 476. I thought they tackled really poorly early.
Especially
game,
early.
Right? I mean, this is something that has been a standout quality for them this year, to not allow a whole lot after the catch, particularly on those little throws, the little screens and the balls in the flat. And I thought they got beat on a number of those this week.
Yeah, I thought Liam addressed that, I'm forgetting which day, Tuesday, when he talked. Basically said he didn't think it was a matter of them being overwhelmed by the spotlight early, but he said he did think they were overly jacked up, and that may have caused some of the tackling issues
That's
early.
kind of the same thing, though, right? It's not like you're like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? But it's like you're too hyped to play in that environment.
I don't think they were overwhelmed by it, but they were, he said they were juiced. I mean, and I thought I did think what the defense did that was impressive was there was a stretch, second quarter, 5 minutes gone in it, to the third quarter, where when the Jaguars needed to get back in the game and needed to get stops, and you felt like it might be sliding, they got 3 or 4 possessions in a row where they got KC off the field and allowed the Jaguars to be back on even footing. 476 still too much, but look, if you beat Patrick Mahomes, you beat him no matter what stats. You go home happy no matter what the stats were.
Yeah, and I think you learn different ways to win football games, right? And for a team that hasn't done any of that for the last year and a half, they haven't found a way to win at all. They play all those one-score games last year. What you're watching in real time, one-score games flip the other way for them, right? After an entire year where they couldn't finish out any of those games, they were finding different ways. And yeah, they didn't tackle all that well on Monday night, but they had previously. They had never trailed basically all season. They trailed 14-0 to Kansas City and won the football game on Monday night. Like, it's just, they're finding, it's the NFL. It's not going to be the exact same formula every week to win football games. There's going to be a different, way that you're going to have to do it, given the matchup and the way that the game goes. You have to find a way in that moment to win, and they are finding different ways in different moments to win football games.
Yeah, I really thought, when I was thinking about the game yesterday, after you sort of absorb it a little bit, I thought the point you just made was maybe the biggest point. They hadn't trailed, and they had been in control, and they had felt like the team that could make decisions based on circumstance of the game for 4 weeks. And then going into the game, I thought their formula to win was they needed to run early, they needed to take advantage of momentum, and really get going and get a lead on Kansas City and be so far ahead that Mahomes couldn't do his magic in the fourth quarter. And it was exactly the opposite of that. And I thought the fact that a 14-0 down, look, there were some past Jaguars teams that had gotten back to 14-7, and then it had been 17-7, then it had been 7-24. It would have gotten away from them. They never let that one get away from them. And the drive where they got the 7, when it was basically Trevor running, and still didn't feel like that much was working, but they figured out a way to go score and stay in it. And I thought this was sort of an example of the gutty, physical, scrappy team this has become. I thought that win the way they got it was more important than if they had got it the way I thought they would get it.
Do you think Trevor being more aggressive running is a fundamental change that he will try to employ going forward? Was this a one-night circumstantial thing? What do you attribute it to?
It's a good question, because I'm not sure that if you asked him before the game, hey, you're going to run this many times, it didn't feel like it was preconceived. It was more, all right, I got to go, and then he did it a couple of times, and it was working.
He just didn't hesitate much when he saw the opening. It just seemed like he was more attuned to being ready to take off.
Yeah, and to your point, I think on that 14-0 drive, watching Trevor and watching it back yesterday, it almost felt like, look, whatever it takes. And if I'm not super confident throwing this pass or X pass or this read, whatever, in that moment, all of a sudden he felt confident in running. And it felt for Trevor like whatever it takes, even if I fall down twice, whatever it took, he was going to figure out a way to do it. People say you haven't seen that before. I've never doubted his will to win, but it was on display Monday in a way that I think people hadn't seen.
No, I mean, he was an inch away from rushing for 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So, and I get one of them would have been a quarterback sneak, but I mean, still, it just felt like.
Well, and it's the QB sneak with the fumble that really awoke something in him. Right, I remember watching it when it happened, seeing the look in his eyes, and when they went back on the field the next time he had to run the ball, the way that he ran it, I said, he's not going to slide again all night.
He was more angry at him.
Yeah,
I don't know if at himself, at the circumstances, or just tired of not being as effective as he wanted to be. So, as Liam said in the presser, we'll see where it goes.
All right, well, where we're going is we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come back. Let's talk about Devin Lloyd and the start his season that he has gotten off to right now, the leading contender for Defensive Player of the Year. To be sure, can he keep it up, and what is his future with the Jacksonville Jaguars? We'll get into that and more straight ahead. If you want to get in, 641-1010 on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Hey, folks, Mike Dempsey here for my friends at Dandy Foods. When I say friends, I love the Thompson family. Good people. They've been in Duval forever and a day, and next year it'll be 70 years celebrating Dandy serving the people of Duval County. That's right. The Thompson family are locals, and they know you're hardworking, you value your money, and they value you as a customer. That's why they use the highest quality ingredients. They locally source them as often as possible. They deliver fresh daily all around the First Coast. They give you great variety, and they keep the prices in check. As a matter of fact, right now on the north side, waiting for you in the cold case at the Circle K on Broward Road, they've got a great selection of Dandy sandwiches, whether it's the classic double cheeseburger or my favorite tuna salad wedge. You're going to find plenty to satisfy even the most discriminating of appetites. For a fresh quality product, Dandy's the name to know in Duval, folks. So when you're hungry, do what I do. Go out and make yours a Dandy, and do it today.
Jaguars Today for the renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios.
4th and goal at the 1. They set up in the eye.
When you add up the moments and break down the best,
It's a hostile environment.
you're left with a performance painting high-performance play of the game
Up in the air, it is caught!
on 1010XL.
Jacksonville, archery season is here, and nobody does archery like Green Acres Sporting Goods, home of the largest archery pro shop in Northeast Florida. Come test shoot the newest bows from Matthews, Hoyt, Raven, and all the top brands. And starting this month, take advantage of Florida's sales tax holiday on all Second Amendment related items, running now through the end of the year. You can find it all at greenacresporting.com.
Awaken 180 weight loss.
Jaguars Today, Wednesday.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
Hey, Jags fans, Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Jacksonville Jaguars. This season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with Crown Royal Rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with generous spirit. Visit crownroyal.com/Royal Rig on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
Put a little hot sauce on your lunchtime listening. Spicy. Joe Coward, Matt Hayes, and Leon Searcy. They are XL Prime Time.
4-alarm fire.
From the big #1 Duval Ford Studios. Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
Legends of the Billy Joel Band, the Lords of 52nd Street, performing the hits you know and love from Billy Joel.
Got a call from an old friend, we used to be real close.
October 16th 15th at Florida Theater, featuring Liberty DeVito, Russell Chavers, and Richie Cannata. Get tickets now at floridatheater.com.
Say goodbye to Hollywood.
The Lords of 52nd Street.
Say goodbye, my baby.
Get your tickets at floridatheater.com.
I love my propane company. They always answer when I call and give me great prices and fast service. Said no one ever.
Until now. Need propane for your home or business? Seabreeze Propane is bringing the propane as North Florida's new local propane provider. Visit SeabreezeLP.com. Seabreeze Propane. We make propane cool, brother. Oh, yeah.
Introducing the Jag Stack at Firehouse Subs. So bold, it's named after the home team. Stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, roast beef, provolone, fresh veggies, and the new Duval drizzle sauce. For a limited time at your local Firehouse Subs, there's only one hottest sub in Duval.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Oh noes.
Served up by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft on 1010XL.
Dropping is Mahomes. Fires middle of the field. Ball's intercepted. The ball is picked off. Are you kidding me? Devin Lloyd bringing it back again. Along the left sideline. 50, 45, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown. 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 Devin Lloyd with the length of the field. Yet another interception. Jacksonville has taken the lead. How good is that?
Frank Frangie, of course, on the call as Devin Lloyd turned the game around on Monday Night Football and added the touchdown that allowed the Jags to score 21 unanswered after falling behind 14-0. And we all know the rest of the story. It would be a battle back and forth the rest of the way. Jags prevailing. I would say the one thing I really liked after the game about this is the fact that Patrick Mahomes is like, yeah, they kind of deeped me into that. They like, he gave credit to the play call and the execution instead of being like, I can't throw that pass. That's on me.
Right.
You know, like a lot of guys do. And he was like, no, you know what? That was a pretty good call. PFF, Pro Football Focus, who, you know, and I'm a hypocrite, right? When we don't like the grades, we're like, well, what's the methodology you're using for this, right? And when we do like them, we're like, oh, that's interesting, right? But it is at least interesting. And they've always been high on Devin Lloyd, right? They have. I think he graded out as like the 7th best linebacker last year, overall grade for PFF. He is their number 1 rated player in pass coverage this year. Not linebacker, player in pass coverage this year.
When a linebacker has, 4 picks? And but I guess they're saying he's covering well always.
Right, He's not, because you can have the picks, and because you're gambling and you're giving up a bunch of big plays on top of that. And I'm assuming they're factoring those kind of things in.
And he's really good in pass pro. I sometimes don't know how PFF knows when players are supposed to be like.
They don't.
So that's
but they're all guessing. But I mean, I will say.
But overall, if he's grading out that well, he's playing well.
If you're watching the all-22 tape and making an honest effort, you can tell sometimes who's this guy's covering that guy, right? Yeah. And sometimes you can't, right? But it's better than just somebody going, I saw that one play, and I feel like this guy's having a terrible season.
If they're 70% on, that's better than not
They try to make an effort to actually watch every play and grade every play.
Sure.
And you can't be perfect. But then again, we sit here and we say, well, they don't know what the responsibility on that play was. When you're watching film as an NFL team of the opposing team you're about to play, you probably don't know what every responsibility was on every snap.
True.
from the opponent when you're watching their all-22 either. But yet you still get something out of that in the way they overall approach a third and short, a third and long, what have you.
Yeah, I mean, Devin's. It's been remarkable. I actually started laughing during the interception return at the 50-yard line, because who in the world would have expected the first 3 interceptions, playing as well as he was, and then he does it again on national TV. And
look,
I was kind of laughing because I really like the kid. He is a very, very nice young man, works hard. He's the kind of guy you like to see do well. And I said on a show a couple days ago, it's like those, remember we were kids and there were those sci-fi movies and they would sort of just appear in this tube. It's almost like the player that he was as a first-round pick.
Right, we'll shake the camera, then we'll cut it, and when we unshake it,
and all of a sudden he's here.
Yes.
Oh, that's the guy.
Yes.
Okay, here he is. But it's remarkable because he's playing like a guy who was drafted in the top 10.
Well, I talked about this. I mean, look, nobody suggest, and I heard somebody say, "Oh, everybody killed the Jags for trading up to get Devin Lloyd." I don't think they did. No. I think as the years went by, we questioned, hey. You know, and
you spend a draft pick, you trade up in the first round to spend a draft pick on a player at that position. You expect at some point he's going to play at a Pro Bowl level.
He's going to be an impact guy, and he's been an okay player at times. He's got a lot of athletic potential. But, Tony, maybe it's just – I mean, I talked about this on the postgame. They're not asking him to carry a wide receiver from one side of the field to the other.
No, enough of that.
At least he may get caught in that at some point because everybody gets caught in a bad situation. But those are the ones I think – you know, in years past, those are the plays that would frustrate is like Devin Lloyd's got coverage and he's nowhere near the guy that he's supposed to be covering. And now he is always in the right spot, seemingly. You know, so got to be some credit to him, got to be some credit to the coaching staff. And
they also challenged him in the preseason, and he was fighting for a job. Well, so John, he's responded.
You're absolutely look, and that's the thing. We can all sit here and go, how did you not see Devin Lloyd coming? The Jags listed him as a co-starter heading into week 1.
Yeah.
And Ventrell played a lot in week 1. Yeah. And I don't know what switched, honestly, because Ventrell was playing a lot of the coverage snaps that week, right?
What switched for the Jaguars?
What did they see?
He played very, very well week 1, and they said, okay, let's see if it keeps going.
Did they just did they not like what they saw from Ventrell?
No, it was more Devin really played well, and
because that snap count for Ventrell fell to nothing, basically, you know, and it's remained there, which is fine. I mean, look, why would you take Devin Lloyd off the field? I'm not arguing that. I don't have any stake in the game on Ventrell Miller playing over anybody else. Just play well if you're out there. But they were telling you, you know, that these guys are neck and neck.
Right.
And it's hard to
believe
were
telling
that
the guys.
Anybody could be neck and neck with Devin Lloyd at this point, you know?
Well, like now you look back and say, Ventrell Miller must be the best backup in the league.
Right. I mean, it's unbelievable. How do we not find room for this guy, right? I mean, Foye ought to be looking over his shoulder. I'm kidding, all right? But no, I mean, again, that's kind of the point, that I think he has surprised even the team and the organization with the heights. That they probably thought he was going to be better than he has been, and that because every coaching staff has an ego, and they think they're going to bring it out. If you have it in you, we're the group that's going to bring it out of you.
I know Campanelli from the beginning has liked him a lot and had extreme faith that Devin Lloyd could be really, really good in this defense.
All right, let's go get a couple calls in here. We'll start with Darren up first on the Checkmate Coatings phone lines at 641-1010. Darren, good morning.
Good morning, guys. I didn't get any chance to call in yesterday, but so happy Victory Wednesday.
Yeah, it keeps going, brother. It doesn't stop.
All week. That's right. Hey, before I ask Johnny my question, I may have hit a very nice, healthy parlay four kicker parlay Monday night by taking the Jags, Trevor over 175, Mahomes over 225, and then over the point spread. So that made my night very, very, very nice, I might say. Johnny O, I want to ask you, this offensive line is seeming to, no matter who they plug and play, is playing out of their mind. Who are we giving the credit to? Is it the new offensive the offensive line coach? Is it Liam? What has got all of these guys, no matter who they put in there, seems that they're playing till the whistle ends, and they're just really doing a great job. I want to hang up and listen, guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to credit everything. The offensive line coach doing a great job. I think systematically and organizationally, when they came in, they were determined that they were going to make that line better and make it matter from a cultural point of view, that this was going to be the core of the team. I think a lot of people during training camp, I got a lot of questions about the competition on the offensive line. Well, did they really do that much? And they went into it legitimately thinking that Chuma and Cole Van Lannon and Jonah Monheim could be guys who played significant and that the competition was real. And everybody's responded. Ezra Cleveland was challenged in much the same way Devin Lloyd. You got to be better. Anton Harrison was the same way. Everybody responded. So I'm not trying to avoid the question. I don't think you can necessarily credit one thing, but the fact that Liam Cohen, from the time he got here, has said, we're going to run, we're going to be a physical team, offensive line is going to be the core of it. I think that was sort of the starting point of an overall approach that has yielded this result.
And to this point, they haven't gotten anything out of their highest drafted offensive lineman, Wyatt Milam, this year.
Right.
Hasn't been able to play, who we all thought was going to – you talk about what one guy will increase the physicality of this offensive line the most. I think a lot of people would have picked him this year.
And Jonah Monheim the other night was big moment, played fine against Chris Jones.
I thought he was good. And
even on the plays where Chris Jones played.
I saw right, exactly. Who, by the way, he deactivated his Twitter yesterday.
Well, it's
Chris Jones, because that's what happens. People, I'm telling you, John, they can't. The National Football League at large doesn't know what to make of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Right.
You know, and I'm sure he deactivated in part because he was getting called out for loafing and standing around watching Trevor Lawrence get up once, twice, run into the end zone, and just stood there the whole time. But you know, part of it is it's the Chiefs fans that are on him because they can't deal with the fact that they lost to Detroit, which they're about to do this week, I think.
Yeah.
It'd be a different story because they hold them in higher regard, higher esteem. It's just the way it is. And
well, 7 or 8 years ago, every coach who get fired lost to the Jaguars. I don't think they're firing Andy Reid.
Well, no, but you really couldn't blame
for a while.
Honestly. And by the way, I think I heard the guys on the drill say yesterday, Liam Cohen just 10 more to catch Gus Bradley. So he's coming up quickly.
He blew right past Urban.
He did. He did blow past Urban. I'll leave it at that. We got Billy in New Smyrna. Dylan, next up here on Jaguars Today. Billy, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. Got a question about Brendan Strange. Is he as good of a blocking tight end as Mercedes Lewis was? I know once he was out, it seemed like the run game, never really got started, but it was non-existent during the game. How big of a factor is his loss moving forward? And then, obviously, another great win by the Jags. Can we keep sustaining this play for the rest of the season based upon, the offense not doing very much again? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know if he's as good a little bit, but because he hasn't done it for as long. But Brenton Strange is a high-end run blocker. So I guess I would put him in the same class as Mercedes, who's also a high-end run blocker. And his loss will matter. I mean, I don't expect him to miss the rest of the season. I think it's a short-term IR thing, 4 to 6 weeks, somewhere in there, 6 to 8, whatever. But yeah, his loss matters in the run game. He's a really good run blocker. And I forget the second half. Oh, if they're going to stay good. Yeah, hope so.
Yeah, I mean, look, there are years, like the idea that they're going to, even this pace, even though they slowed down, only had the one turnover this week, right? They've got, 14 through 5 games, so nearly 3 a week. At pace is generally unsustainable because we've seen very few teams being able to sustain it. But there are those seasons that it seems to snowball, that teams have a knack for that. And once they start, whether it's the scoring on defense or just taking the ball away or, like Saxonville in 2017 or a little bit of all of that, it just becomes a mindset and an expectation, and guys start getting more aggressive. You think back to the early 2000s Baltimore Ravens. They were their thing was, if we get an interception, we're going to lateral the ball. We think we're going to score on every single one, right? They'd be laterering the ball all the time because they just felt like it doesn't matter. If we slip up and we give it back to you, we're just going to take it right back again. Right. And sometimes you have those seasons. I don't know if the defense can keep it up to that level, but the offense has room to grow. Like, the running game has been good. Mm-hmm. And, Travis Etienne's still on pace for like over 1,500 yards, I think. So, to say the offense hasn't done anything, at times they've had some struggles, but I still think there's a lot of room, and we're going to see growth out of Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter in particular, who is just scratching the surface of what he can be as an offensive player.
Yeah, you take out the Devin Lloyd interception return. They scored 24 on Monday night with a fumble at the half-yard line.
At the 1-inch line.
Right.
I think it's unfair to say the offense didn't do anything.
Right.
Go ahead. You're exactly right.
It's just a little bit silly. They weren't bad on offense on Monday night against Kansas City. Kansas City is Kansas City. If you were going to beat Kansas City, we all talked about it for days leading up to the game. What did we want? Trevor Lawrence, ball in his hands, go beat Mahomes. Yeah. That's what we all talked about. That's the ideal for what happens in this game. That's how it worked out. I don't look at it afterwards and go, man, if only they had beat him by 20.
Yeah,
right?
And I do think it's skewed by the fumble in the first half. Felt so much like, oh, here we go again, same old Trevor or whatever. But the fact that fumble happened did take away the fact that it was a big-time drive. It was a response drive. The offense responded multiple times in that game when it had to have it. It may not have felt smooth. You may have been holding your breath a little bit during the drives, but when you exhaled, they scored. So, I would be surprised if the offense isn't better a little more consistently moving forward than it has been already. I think it's going to be more big plays. I thought they needed a huge pass play the other day to win. I didn't know that it was going to be from Devin Lloyd.
Yeah, and, by the way, as we pointed out, again, not to kill the defense here, but 476 yards allowed. They didn't really stop them, with the exception you got to pick at the 1-yard line, and you ran it back, which is fantastic. Yeah. And we will take that all day. And you can give up all those yards. As long as they win, I don't really care. But it's not like the defense had this ridiculously good night the other night. Those running backs look better than they've looked all year for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, the front did not have its best game of the
season. I get it. Trayvon wasn't there, but hey, that's football then. You're going to play without some of your best guys. All right, we'll take a time out here. If you're on the line, stay right there. We'll get to you on the other side with John Oehser in studio from Jaguars.com. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
For the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios at 1010XL. Florida Gators football. Gators! The Gators bring swamp style to the Lone Star State.
Falls loose at the 38. Gators got it.
Florida, Texas A&M. Saturday at 7 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010XL.
Guys, don't suffer through this season with prostate, bladder, or kidney issues. Ackerman Urology has 4 convenient locations with advanced urological care to improve your health and vitality. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
Hey, First Coast, it's your boy Leon Searcy, your lemon pepper guy. Back and better than ever for Wingstop. You know I can't resist those crisp, flavorful wings that make your taste buds dance. Wingstop just opened a hot new spot on Jeremiah Street in Middleborough. There's 17 locations now serving up the most mouth-watering wings in town. And my all-time favorite, lemon pepper. Try their new quick and easy ordering on the app and swing by today for fresh, hot wings made for you. Only at Wingstop.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
I'm Frank Franzi, and I just got back from the farm at Okefenokee. Man, it's incredible. Just an hour north of Jacksonville and Folkestone. I was so impressed. It's about connecting with nature, with food, with community. And now you can own your very own handcrafted cabin tucked into a 1,000-acre regenerative farm. Everything you need is there. You'll hardly need to go grocery shopping. Learn more about all of it at okefarm.com. That's O-K-E farm.com, the farm at Okefenokee.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents, so let I-9 Sports help. They've got winter and spring registration open right now for kids all over the First Coast to enjoy their favorite sports. Log on to i9sports.com and don't miss out on the upcoming seasons. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
These days, guys who go engagement ring shopping have a really good idea of what she wants.
I was looking for something very specific. My wife shared some notes with me with what she was looking for.
Meet Jacksonville's Richard Skinner.
I did some research online. I called around the city. I shopped at other stores.
But Richard found the best deal, the best ring, the best customer service at locally owned Beard's Diamonds.
We did shop around that stone and that particular setup with different jewelers, and Beard's was able to come in significantly lower. It was a no-brainer.
But way more than the price, it was truly a beautiful ring in a custom setting with a hand-picked, large, dazzling emerald-cut diamond. Literally breathtaking.
Oh, yeah. When she saw it, she couldn't talk for about 30 minutes. Her eyes got all watery and her face got red, and almost had a panic attack.
So don't make her settle for a chain store ring. Get something special that reflects her unique style, taste, and personality at Beard's Diamonds.
It's a one-of-a-kind piece.
Beard's Diamonds, Jacksonville's only locally owned direct diamond importer.
I'm the hero.
At the St. John Town Center.
I'm Amber Frangie. Can you believe I've lost 70 pounds in less than 4 months? With Awaken 180, there's no medication, no shots, and no side effects. Call them at 844-346-1800. That's Awaken 180.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
All right, get to the cool down a little bit early around these parts, Tony, as we'll get back to the phone lines in a minute. I don't think Jaguar fandom has quite cooled off yet. If they've heard our interview in hour number 1 with Ian Furness of KJR in Seattle, basically says your quarterback's trash, and that's the way it is. And no, I'm not going to be bothered to come down to Duval and say that to your face. But look, I'm not going to fight him in the street.
You guys not very good.
Yeah, but
somebody would.
It was just very, again.
A couple guys at the last game who would have.
You can critique him. I'll say this: Trevor Lawrence at this point in his career runs laps around Sam Darnold at an equal point in his career.
Well, sure.
Right? I mean, Sam Darnold didn't sniff a playoff at that point in his career. And at this point, he was already on his second team, about to be on his third team, and the year after that on his fourth team. And now, of course, he's on his fifth team. So,
they like their guy, I guess.
I mean, or a lot of people like the idea of Sam Darnold, and then they get him, and they don't keep him around, including Minnesota, where he went 14-3 last year. Look, Darnold's had a terrific year. I don't need to tear down Sam Darnold to build up Trevor Lawrence. Darnold's been excellent, but to act like and he is 28, and he's so young. Trevor just turned 26 on Monday.
Right.
If you want to play that game.
Well, to act like it's a slam dunk is kind of arrogant, I guess.
That's, I think, the whole thing about it. Just this dismissive whatever. And, okay, you know what? I hope Kansas City keeps thinking that if we see him again in the postseason.
They play on Sunday. They won't run a play against each other, but they both play on Sunday.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Back to the lines. Oh, I tell you what, before we go back to the phones, let's let Tony have us take on a little tour around the NFL.
3, 2, 1.
Now, gems around the NFL.
Got like 2 things to do
Brought
every
to
day.
you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jack's Beach.
I do appreciate that the memo has been received about turning the microphone on when he does it. I do like the groans from the other room when we catch him.
I got a lot of color going on here.
Yeah, the Cleveland Browns are trading quarterback Joe Flacco and a 6th-round pick to Cincinnati for a 5th-round pick. Coming back the other way, Baltimore's trading edge rusher Odafe Oweh and a future 7th-round draft pick to the LA Chargers for safety Alohi Gilman and a 5th-round pick. Indianapolis is signing kicker Michael Badgley. Arizona is fining their head coach Jonathan Gannon $100,000 for his altercation on Sunday with running back Amar'e DiMercado. The NFL is fining Dallas owner Jerry Jones $250,000 for an obscene gesture that he made towards fans during the Cowboys' win over the Jets on Sunday. Jones said that it was inadvertent and that it was directed at Cowboys fans as they were celebrating a late touchdown, not at any Jets fans. And free agent wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. said during an appearance on The Pivot that he has accepted a 6-game PED suspension from the league.
Yeah, but whatever. I mean, I'm so over Odell Beckham Jr.
Not like
but
he's coming back anytime soon. But yeah.
It's not my money. Like, I couldn't believe the last time he got like a $20 million contract when he hadn't been healthy for multiple years, and then he was on PEDs. So, like, I'd sue him for my money back.
It has been a weird
it's been a while.
How long has it been since he was like good?
Oh, it's been years.
Super Bowl year when they won it, he was okay with the Rams, right? But that's my point. Is he's just sort of drifted into like this NFL netherworld that.
And once you go down the road of taking PEDs, I'm going to wonder if you've always taken PEDs, quite frankly. I mean, you're the one who decided to cheat. So, he's whatever. Not out of sight, out of mind. Not my concern with Odell Beckham Jr., and I don't see it being the Jaguars' concern either. All right, back to the lines we go. Let's get Sean in Palm Coast next up on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Sean.
What's up, guys? Good morning. I missed that interview you just referenced about the guy trashing Trevor, so I'm going to have to give that a listen.
Yeah.
Don't like that at all. But, just wanted to talk about the game I missed yesterday, but I took my son. He had an amazing time, all the highs and lows in regards to emotions. He got the full Jaguar experience. I think, halfway towards the end when Kansas City scored to go up 28-24, was it? He started crying, and I was like, buddy, just hold on. We still got time. But by the end of it, that place was so electric. I can kind of attribute it to that Chargers playoff game.
Yep.
It was amazing, man. It was amazing. Such a great win. Really glad my son got to experience it, all parts of it, highs and lows, and go Jags.
Yeah, you got to treat them right early and get them in the right pipeline there in terms of fandom, and nice job by you, Sean.
Yeah,
and
the NFL hooks you.
I've heard from a lot of people outside, we'll call in terms of regular season, that was top 3, top 5, number 1, depending on your age and how much you've experienced over the years in terms of the atmosphere, the anticipation, the payoff, the whole 9 yards. Now, look, 2022, it felt like they made season worth of those games, at least in the second half of the year. But, look, it's
they
fun.
were all here.
Yeah, exactly. You feel however you like. I'm glad that you're being rewarded. The team was asking you to pack that place out, and they had about 2,000 plus standing room only. So you delivered,
no doubt,
and they delivered, right? Yeah. And now you're 3-0 at Everbank. Let's make it 4-0 this week, and worry about London the following week. And man, can you imagine this team coasting into the bye at 6-1? I could
imagine. I
couldn't have a month and a half ago.
And I would be surprised if they're worse than 5-2, because I just feel like this, the way this team plays, the way they play in the fourth quarter, and the belief they have, which I believe is a big deal in the NFL, knowing they're good in close games and they manage it, and they've been clutch. So. But yeah, 6-1 is better than 5-2. So let's take that.
Absolutely. The way Sean described his son, though, I think that's you don't have to be a very young Jaguar fan. I think a lot of Jaguar fans are still probably going through those emotions of, down 14-0. All right, here we go. Really now?
Why wouldn't
you? Right, because we've done all this, and now we're on Monday Night Football, and you're going to do this. Now the defense can't tackle anybody. Now this, now that. Now Trevor fumbles it at the goal line
in the first quarter.
Look, I get it. Yeah. I heard you guys had to be warned to pipe down. When was that? After the interception return?
Devin
was
Lloyd,
that?
Yeah.
I saw that on Twitter that the keep the noise down in the press box was announced.
I meant the inbox in the first quarter for me.
I got
was not a happy. It was very here we go again.
I got you.
Yeah, I didn't notice why they had the press box announcement in that regard. I didn't notice anything untoward, but I may not have been paying attention.
All right, fair enough. We'll take our final time out. Come back. If you're on the line, stay there. We'll get to you on the other side. You're listening to Jaguars Today. John Oehser in studio from Jaguars.com on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars
Today.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL.
Chelsea here, ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors? During our fall savings month, get 20% off your replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, or 0 interest for 12 months. Our Acclaim Impact windows are built for Florida homes, designed to help you save on energy bills by maintaining indoor temperatures year-round. Offer ends October 31st. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Anderson, where comfort meets savings.
It's a Weight Loss Wednesday on Jaguars Today. Awaken 180 Weight Loss, your long-term solution for weight loss.
It's time for the Plumbing 411 from Superior Plumbing and Pipeline. It's not just annoying when your toilet keeps running long after you flush. It's also costly because it could waste hundreds of gallons of water a day. A running toilet's often caused by worn-out flappers, corroded valves, or a faulty float. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining will fix the problem fast, which can help lower your water bill. Stop the running and start saving today. Make the superior choice when your toilet won't stop running, and learn more at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Tired of roofers who never answer the phone and just use AI?
I'm Morgan Conley, the People's Roofer. I answer every call. No robots, no runaround. I'm born here, built here, staying here. Visit MorganConleyRoofing.org.
Tired of wrestling with your shower curtain like it's a slip and slide gone wrong? Ditch the drama and say hello to a smooth, stylish glass shower enclosure from Baker Glass. Why go glass? It's clean, elegant, and makes your bathroom look huge and brighter. Give your shower a makeover and feel like you're in a spa without the price tag. I'm Mac at Baker Glass. Call me and get ready to love your new shower. Let's make your shower great again. Remember, Baker Glass, no one treats you better.
Navy Mutual was created by service members for service members, so we know what it means to serve. Our policies have no active duty service restrictions, so you can rest assured that you're covered no matter your duty station, home or abroad. To go even further, we promise that premiums will not be higher for those who serve in dangerous environments, including aviation, diving, or on deployments. Let us help you protect those you love the most. Learn more at NavyMutual.org.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
Don't ghost your carpet this fall. Hicken here. Right now, you can get your entire home zero-resified from Jacksonville's Ultimate Carpet Cleaner and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $139 plus a free haul for Halloween. Get it? There's something scarier than ghosts and goblins hiding in your home. It's in your air ducts. This month, take 50% off your air duct and dryer vent cleaning. Schedule your appointment at ZeroResJacksonville.com. Ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spell it backwards or forwards. It spells the same. Zero Res.
Zero Res. Bring your marketing to the next level with 3D Digital, your local video production and digital marketing agency that specializes in ensuring your brand story is seen, heard, and remembered. Our award-winning team creates professional content that will be launched across multiple platforms to precisely target your audience. Call us at 904-712-4004 or visit 3ddigital.com to define, design, and deliver exceptional results for your business.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Daly's Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Daly's is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Oh, noes.
Served up by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft on 1010XL.
All right, Johnny O, before we get out of here, this one for you on the text line. Do you feel like the final drive before the half And the opening drive of the third quarter, when Kansas City had the ball on each occasion, were the two biggest drives for the defense. Now, I'm assuming they mean just in this game, but how important was it for them to get those stops at those times?
That's what I was talking about earlier, where there were 2 or 3 drives in a sequence, second and third quarter, where often a team like Kansas City pulls away from you and gets a scoreboard edge that you can't match without a miracle comeback. And I thought the defense making stops in those situations, I can't say that it was as big as the Devin Lloyd touchdown because the Devin Lloyd touchdown was a touchdown.
Sure.
But getting those stops in that moment and keeping you in the game, allowing you to go tie, I thought they were huge defensive stops.
All right, we got one last one on the lines. Tyrone on the north side going to close it out today on Jaguars Today. Good morning, Tyrone.
Good morning. Good morning. Duval. I got 2 things right quick.
All right.
I told you guys a couple of weeks ago that the basketball analogy is that once the ball go in the hoop, that they start seeing the ball and they start catching it.
Okay.
That's how they doing now. I was in Tampa for the game at one of them fine edifices down there, and I started screaming at the end of the game, and the people came running because they thought they had won the jackpot. And I was screaming out, Duval, and a couple other people in there. So thank you so much. Go Jaguars. See you next week.
All right, buddy. Thank you, Tyrone. Glad you enjoyed it, right? And you did hit the jackpot, man. We won on Monday Night Football. We tied for the best record in the National Football League. It's kind of like hitting the jackpot. John, when you look at the Seattle team, I don't know how much you have looked at the Seattle team. I mean, they're good. They probably feel like they should be at least
best quarterback in the NFL, evidently.
Best quarterback. I mean, Sam Darnold only took him until he was 28 years old. But he's figured it out now.
No, he's playing. I mean,
honestly, he's playing.
He's playing at a
great.
high level. It was just funny that that's an amazing.
But had the same game that he had this week and have it be Trevor Lawrence, and all anyone's talking about is he threw a late pick to seal the victory for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and all the rest that came before it. Yeah, but so look, he's off to a good start. But to me, their biggest issue, if they don't bring those guys in the secondary that have been out, Devin Witherspoon in particular, sounds like Julian Love is not likely to go this week, Tony. Those are the 2 best players in the secondary.
Jaguars need to, at some point, they're winning. They're 4-1, and I like the way they're winning. I like the scrappiness, I like the offensive line, the running game. But at some point in this league these days, you have to get touchdowns through the air. You have to get some consistent, I don't call it easy, but chunk plays. They got a couple of them the other day, but against Seattle, they are going to have to play well in the passing game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Seattle will get some points in this game. They have a very good offense, and they're healthy for the most part.
We've had plenty of Jaguars teams that, they're getting the run defense stats where Seattle is for the same kind of reasons that we've seen Jacksonville do it in the past. Well, who's running against you when they can throw it whenever they want to, right? And that's where Seattle is. Now, Seattle's dealing with that, and they're still 3-2. Right? Like, they're still an effective enough football team that they're able to match a lot of what their opponents have done to this point in the season. But they have serious issues on the back end of their defense to this point.
No doubt.
All right, we'll get the word from John on where you can catch him the rest of the week coming up in a moment. First, here's XL Primetime.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
I will let that pass without comment, Matt. For folks who saw that on YouTube, it did not look good, though, or Twitter or Facebook. Good morning. How are you?
That is not an indicator, by the way,
of it.
What is.
Past performance is not an indication
in the words of George
future
Costanza,
results.
It's not, what did he say? It's not at all what it should be or everything that it is or whatever.
Something like that. Right. Anyway, what you got planned for XL Prime?
It's fun. We're going to talk Jags, obviously. And I was driving and listening to you guys, and I thought it was interesting where you had a caller calling to say that he thought the running game struggled, and I thought the running game was pretty good in that game. They were picking up good chunks.
I think moments, giving them really needed it that they got it.
When they had like 350 combined in the first 2 weeks, I think that kind of conditioned people to maybe think that that's the level of a good running game. You're not going to get that every week.
Right, when you're constantly ahead of the chains, that's a good thing.
Yeah, they had some really key runs and key moments that kept them in good down and distance. Which I think they're going to do in this scheme. I don't think that's going to go away.
All right. Jags, more Jags.
Jags and college football.
Little college football in the
get
mix.
into it, yeah.
All right. Have a good show.
Thanks, boys.
Matt Hayes with XL Primetime coming up for the next couple hours. Johnny O, what's the rest of the week look like for you?
We will have Bucky Brooks on the Huddle Up podcast at 4 today. And then I am supposed to get Parker Washington, punt return wide receiver sensation, on the Ozone podcast this week. And I look forward to it. I've had him on before, and he's a fun kid to talk to.
Yeah, that great throw on that touchdown to Parker Washington. That's the thing. Trevor tantalizes you, man. I mean, the throw to Brian Thomas could not have been a better throw. I heard somebody describe it on SportsCenter last night, or maybe it was NFL Live. It's maybe the throw of the year in the NFL.
Yeah.
All right, that good. And the out to De'Ami Brown. I mean, the arm strength, the timing, everything perfect. But just want to see that.
And throw to Parker was a big time throw. Like you said,
big time throw, right? I mean, you got a defender right there, and puts it right where it has to be. Just the consistency, keep building the consistency.
Said he's doing that with the delay of games and all the different
That's
stuff.
the
Like
stuff
you're
that
just
drives
sitting
you
there watching,
crazy.
go, oh, what are we doing?
And then you roll out of the pocket with 3 defenders in your face, and you don't throw it away. Just things like that. So, hey, I get it. It can be frustrating, but it's also nice to be 4-1. All right, Johnny O, have a great rest of your week. We'll talk to you Sunday.
Thanks, guys.
All right, Tony Smith, Dylan Denmark. I will see you guys tomorrow as we'll welcome in Mike Duraco as that'll wrap it up for us.
What we eat tomorrow?
Primetime is next on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Where do you think Seattle's biggest advantage potentially will be in the matchup against the Jags on Sunday?
Quarterback. Simple. Quarterback. Your guy's not very good.
Jaguars Today. You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Superior products, exceptional service. Hayes Carline is our special agent. He goes into the locker room to uncover insights about your favorite football team. His mission is to bring it back to you on 1010XL. Special Ops support by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors. Helping you over the hump. Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Weight Loss Wednesday continues on Jaguars Today.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for the Jaguars and proud member of Jacksonville's newest orthopedic dream team. At Orthopedic